Romans chapter 8, verse 18. For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. HALALYAM YAHAWAH BAHASHAM BAHASHAM QADASH. Double honors unto my apostles and elders of great millstone that rule well and teach well. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect. This is your brother and fellow servant Ariel from the GMS Orlando camp. And just a quick lesson, something I was meditating on going into, just suffering, and basically it don't last that long, and it's beneficial, and just through the Spirit it came to me, because I was thinking about how I've been taking certain herbs, certain supplements and things like that, exercising, and these things are very bitter and pretty unpleasant at times, but it really don't last. It really don't last long. When you take certain herbs, like we've been dealing with the bitter herbs like the horseradish, you deal with black seed oil, even ginger root, dealing with soreness when you work your body out, all that, it really don't last long, and it's usually the bitter stuff that's good for you, and especially the real potent bitter herbs. You might be able to water it down or mix it in with something else, but because it's not just the bitter stuff, there's benefits in the sweet, and the seasoned things as well, the stuff that tastes good. Okay, that's it, it's a part of the balance. You have a balanced diet and all that. You have rest days. Okay, you don't need to work out all day every day. You have days where you need to let your body rest. But when it comes to the bitter stuff, the like sore things, the things that have you kind of like, damn, I don't really want to do this, I don't really want to consume this, those things are potent. Those things make a big difference. You notice the difference. Like that black seed oil, I'm a forever testify for that damn black seed oil. Or what's the word? I'm a forever, I don't know what the word is, but I'm riding for that damn black seed oil. As bitter and nasty as that shit is, you feel that shit immediately. You feel the relief immediately because it reduces inflammation. I'm a young brother, but I be dealing with back problems, and that immediately, like the first day, I get it. You're supposed to take like a tablespoon a day, 2 tablespoons a day. I'd say one tablespoon the first day, and it's already, I'm already good. So it's that the bitter stuff that be real potent when you take it straight. Okay, because like I said, there's certain things you can mix it up, put it in a tea, put it in a this or that, a smoothie. But when you take it straight to the head, especially, you just take it head on. Cold showers, that's another thing. I've found myself these past, couple days, past week or so, I've been forced to take cold showers because the hot water wasn't working, and I'm to a point where the hot water's back on now, and I don't even care. I still want to take cold showers. In cold showers, they have a lot of benefits. You see a lot of athletes taking ice baths, taking cold showers. There's a lot of videos on it. It's good for your hair, your scalp. It's good for your muscles. It also reduces inflammation. Okay, especially after a workout is good for you. So I'm to the point where the YAHAWAH and YAHAWASHI, I'm embracing the bitter stuff more and more. Embracing the herbs because it benefits you a lot in the long run. And of course, as it relates to this walk and thinking about Yahawashi and what he went through, he went through the most bitter, and he took it head on. There's a point where they offered him, it escapes me, the details escape me, but he pretty much refused to, take the easy way out, you could say. He pretty much was like, no, I'm going to take it head on. I'm going to do this. And we're going to get it done. I'm going to go through it. I'm going to suffer according to the will of the Heavenly Father. And it paid off, He's our prime example of suffering and reaping the benefits. So in our health, in our, the work that we do, in everything, you need to be willing to suffer and deal with the balance of the sweet as well as the bitter. Okay? Because, the bitter, the potency of the bitter is gonna benefit you in the long run. It's good for you. It's good for your health. It's good for your mind. It's good for your endurance. It's good for your spirit. Okay, and all it does is make you stronger, more disciplined, everything. So like it said in Romans 8, and something that, I mentioned earlier, that one takeaway was that it really don't last too long. Once you just is like, I got to do it, I'm going to just do it, boom, you get it done. And you're past it. And it really wasn't as bad as you thought it was going to be. When you was a child and your parent or parents took you to the doctor or whatever, and you got to get the blood test, you got to get the shots, and you're scared of that needle, you bugging out, and then boom, they hit you with it. It really wasn't that bad. It's just a little sting, and it's done. And that's just a worldly example. To hell with Esau and his medicine and injections and shit like that. But that was just an example of probably something very common that most of us have gone through. Something that you thought was going to be bad, but it wasn't that bad. You know what I mean? Not that, again, to hell with Esau and his pharmakia, his witchcraft. That shit isn't good for you. I'm not co-signing that shit, but just as an example of something that you anticipate, the fear, the anticipation is worse than the actual event. So you know what I mean. All right, so how much more when it comes to, like we just read, the sufferings of this present time? And we're suffering for Yahawah's sake. We're not suffering for wickedness. We're not suffering for Esau. We're not suffering for ourselves. We're suffering for Yahawah's sake. As servants of Yahweh BAHASHAM Yahawashi. Vessels of righteousness. Heralders of the gospel. Okay? Heralding the return of our King of Kings and Lord of Lords, Yahawashi. Right? And the establishment of the will and glory and kingdom of Yahawah. All right? Yahweh BAHASHAM Yahawashi. That's more than worth it. Like it said, you can't even compare the shit that we're going through right now. Or the shit that we've gone through even in our past lifetimes. Or the shit that is to come, in the future. Jacob's trouble, all that. It's nothing compared to what the Lord has in store for us, what the Lord has prepared for his people, starting with the 144,000 men and the rest of the elect, men, women, and children. We have a lot more to look forward to than any of the fears and worries that you may have in the flesh and in the world. Okay? And let me get this. Now it wants to go slow. Look at this shit, bro. Hey, it's all good though. We not tripping over that. But you see how, hey, that's Satan, bro. It's Satan. But it's all good. This is what I wanted. 2 Corinthians 4 and 17. For our light affliction. It's just funny. You know, at this point, Lord's will, we just gonna laugh it off. Anything, it don't matter what it is, we just gonna laugh it off. We know what it is. And the Lord got us. Okay? Because the days of man are numbered, but the days of Yasharallah are innumerable. You have to understand what that really means. And I suggest y'all watch at least the first season of Invincible. That Prime, Amazon Prime show, Invincible, with the Viltrumites. Or at least look up a summary or something, but it's best to, or clips, right? Because it's best to just hear the dialogue straight like that for yourself. Because he emphasized the fact that, yo, we Viltrumites, we live thousands of years, man. This is nothing but this family that we built with your earthling mom and friends and all them, they're nothing but a blip in time to you. You gonna way outlive them. You know, we're on to bigger and better things. This is nothing. These are insignificant specks in your lifetime. In the grand scheme of things, this shit does not matter. You have to think like that. As the elect of Israel, Lord's will, we're part of that number. This is nothing. This is not the end all be all. This is not. This does not define us. The world does not define us. The material possessions, these people, it does not define us. It doesn't matter. In the grand scheme of things, it's about Yahawadah. We have so much more to look forward to, and we have way bigger fish to fry. So when you start to actually think like that, you realize, man, this is nothing. This is literally nothing. You know? So 2 Corinthians 4 and 17, for our light affliction, which is but for a moment, worketh. See, which is but for a moment. It's but for a moment. Now, why would it say that when you're going through, if you were to actually be tortured to death, you know, dragged on the back of a carriage till you die, right? Or crucified. That shit don't last but for a moment. That feel like forever. Hours of pain until you die. That, you know what I'm saying? Like, why would it? It's not minimizing it. It's not, saying that. It's not minimizing it like it's nothing. It's merely telling you to look at the bigger picture. It's telling you, well, in the flesh, yeah, because we're in the flesh, because we're in these mortal bodies, and we live about 100 years or so, even less than that at this point. So it feels like it's a long time. It feels like we're suffering in all our life and blah blah blah. But with the knowledge that we have, you understand it's lifetimes, multiple lifetimes. It ain't just YOLO like how this world today says. It's never been that. Okay, we've been here countless times. Spirits are ancient. The bodies are new. Okay? 3 hours is but a moment. Alright, in the grand scheme of things. If you look at it through a spiritual lens, you understand it really is nothing but a moment. And not that it is minimizing it like it's nothing, but you're understanding You're getting the proper perspective on it. Like, I can deal with it because it's not the end all be all. It's small compared to what I have to look forward to, what YAHAWASHI has planned for those that love him. You see what I'm saying? So that's what it's saying. It's but for a moment. It's nothing but a moment to an Israelite, because we have eternity waiting for us. We have everlasting life about to be bestowed upon us. So it's nothing but a moment. Okay? So you move with a higher, on a higher level. You move with a higher understanding. A true ruling class mentality. It don't got nothing to do with just money. It has to do with the proper perspective of BAHASHAM, Yahawashi's will. Okay? Worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory, while we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporal, right? Like the elder out of Chicago says, this present temporal evil world. But the things which are not seen are eternal, right? For here we have no continuing city, but we seek one to come. Okay, set your affections on things above, not on things here on the earth beneath, where they can be corrupted, stolen, lost, perish, all that. This stuff does not matter when you have the proper perspective. Okay, you move with a purpose, not depressed, not, I just don't care, but with confidence. Okay, and then I'll just grab this. Psalms 30:5. For his anger endureth but a moment, in his favor is life. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. And in my prosperity I said, I shall never be moved. Alright, so I'll go ahead and close it out right there. I pray this is edifying, exhorting, and uplifting through the spirit and power of YAHAWASHI, Yahawashi, the YAHAWAH, Yahawashi, YAHAWAH, QADASH. It's ordered upon me to bring out this lesson and push forth this word. Double honors unto my apostles and elders, great millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect. And blessings, honor, glory, and power be unto Yahawah, Yahawashi, Thum Yad Wa, YAHAWAH, always and forever. Shalom.